thumbnail for this one, but I guess that's okay.
It'll select a thumbnail, I think, after we're done.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Come over, scooch next to me. There you go.
There we go.
Get rid of your halo again. Hi. Are you surprised to see us? We just were like we were just on here not too long ago. Hi.
Well, that's because we're shifting them a little earlier in the month.
I know. We'll tell you all about
why in a little bit.
But welcome. We're so glad. If you're joining us today, we're so glad. This is going up on YouTube, of course, so you can be following us or looking at this at any time. But we're glad if you're up and joining us today. I'm Debbie. I own the shop here in Midlothian, Virginia. It is called Dances with Wool. And we're excited to have you today for episode number 24.
Number 24.
No, we're getting there.
Hey, that's 2 years of podcasting.
That it was not going to be a podcast.
That it was not going to, yes. If you were watching this, if you're for the first time and you're wondering why on earth something that is clearly a video podcast is titled This Is So Not a Podcast, you can actually go back. We have a playlist on our YouTube channel that's all the episodes. You can go back to episode 1 and we tell you the whole story about how it got its name. But my name is Erin and I am the manager here at the store. And we are so excited to have you joining us here or following us on social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook. Also, we are Dances with Wool RVA for Richmond, Virginia, all across social media channels.
So today we've got a lot to talk about today. We didn't think we would because we had just podcasts, but we've got some great things.
It's busy. It's a busy time of year for us.
And so we're, I just thought of something else I need to write it down.
Good. Yeah, write it down because otherwise we'll forget.
Yeah, but we have a lot coming up.
We have a lot coming up. This is a busy time of year. We have a lot of things, a lot of pans in the fire, lots of things we're planning.
And just to remind you, because we do have so many things coming up, the best way to keep on top of everything is to subscribe to our newsletter. If you go on our website, danceswithwoolrva.com, you will see a link that says subscribe to the newsletter. It's right in the top
of the page. Bam.
That's the best place to stay up to date with everything going on. And I was working on today's newsletter before I came because it goes out on Monday. It goes out today. There's
a lot.
There's a lot in this newsletter.
There's a lot of information. So it is it's the best way to make sure that you don't miss anything. And we will link the website and everything else that we talk about that's important down in the description box once we're no longer live. We'll have direct links for you.
But there's a lot. So hopefully we'll cover a lot of that today, but the best way and we link everything in that newsletter. So if there's something you hear us say today that you're interested in, or you go, oh, I want more information about that. Everything in the newsletter always has a button to take you right to where you need to go. So that
we make it easy.
We try to make it easy for you so that you have easy access to everything that we have available for you in the shop. So so let's go ahead and get started today. You want to talk about what
about what I'm wearing? So I pulled this. This is mine, but it lives at the shop, and I pulled this today. This is the Calico shawl by Dawn Barker. I did this, now I think it's a couple of years ago now with one of her assigned pooling colorways. So Dawn has a whole variety of patterns. This is one of the first ones she did, but she's got tons of them now. Where basically the way this skein is dyed, there's this little like blip of color. And so you work mostly in simple like stockinette stitch. And then when you get to the little blip of color, you do a little fancy floret stitch or cluster stitch, or she's got lots of different ones. You saw Debbie working on her blossom shawl for a few float. That's right, float. Blossom was the colorway. Float. But you saw that working on that for a few episodes. So I pulled this to wear because a little bit later in the podcast we will tell you we've got some new exciting things on the horizon with the assigned pooling colors to share with you, some new things in store.
And Dawn she's very prolific with her pattern writing for this technique.
Gosh, there's sweaters.
There's
all kinds of cool stuff. So,
a murder of crows. You've got to look at that. I know you've got to look at that sweater. She has done I guess it's just the yoke with.
It's just the yoke, and then the rest is a solid.
But
the rest
it's
is
such a cool technique.
Very
It's very
cool.
relaxing to do, because once you master it, once you've
Yeah.
done a couple, you've
then
got
it's
it down.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but you got to be okay with randomness.
You do have to be okay with randomness. If you're not okay with it, then this may not be the technique for you. But if you're okay with your spots being random,
right, and that's what's so cool about it, because it is just you do the little technique whenever you hit that blip of color. So that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I am wearing the Sheridan shawl.
Look, you're all done.
I am done.
It's funny that they call it a shawl though, because it's really not. It's a capelet.
It is a capelet. This is by Kimberly McAlinden. This was for a knit along that I found out about at Vogue Knitting Live. Look at the back. And she did the she did the drop. Well, we've got some short rows back there to drop the back a little bit.
This is a neat piece.
It is a very neat piece. It's very warm, something great for this time of year. It can be worn two ways, because you can actually turn it and have the point, which I don't care for it on me that way.
But you can turn it, have the point, the lower part in the front.
You can have the point in the front, but I like it this way. These are faux cables, so you do not need to know how to do cables. This is just, you're pulling the yarn over a couple stitches to create that faux. And it was just, there are 5 of these. So you've got one here, 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 and one down the back. Yeah. And and then you pick up your edging
and knit it on.
Yeah. And with you go around
Celtic cables.
And this is cable work. These are not faux down here. The other thing I loved about it is she has you do a provisional cast on, so that you're picking those stitches back up at the end and binding off in an I-cord. So it's an I-cord.
Give you an I-cord edge.
It gives so much more
We were
structure.
so confused when you started that knit along, that first clue. We could not understand why you were provisionally picking up the neckline of a capelet. Do you remember that? We got so confused.
But it is, I'm glad I did it.
Yes.
Because I debated, I think I'll just throw my regular long tail cast on there. But I'm glad I did it. This is actually more structure.
Yes,
so
absolutely. It doesn't droop.
And
which is why she had you do it.
Yeah. But the pattern, I've got to tell you, we'll keep you updated, because it is really cozy. It's a wonderfully written pattern. I ran into Kimberly, and she was in the Long Island Yarn Farm booth. And this is their 2nd annual CAL. And it is, they do it in conjunction. This is a non-superwash yarn, and it just blossomed. It just was a gorgeous bloom on it when I finished blocking it, and I just fell in love with it. But this is their 2nd collaboration, and they kicked it off at. They were wearing them and kicking off the CAL, and publicizing it for the first time at Vogue. And then you could sign up there, pick your yarn there, which is what I did. And it's done. The CAL is done. So my guess is
the pattern is
going to be released very soon.
Because it was exclusive to the knit along.
Yeah. So you'll be seeing this come out. So this is kind of a preview of just a great pattern that is set to go live on Ravelry at any time. And I highly recommend it. It was a fun knit. And for this time of year, just to have something over your shoulders.
We're in that funky phase where it's cold in the morning, but then it's warm by the afternoon. And so rather than committing to a whole sweater, just having something that you can throw on.
Or even a shawl. I mean, shawls are great too, but I mean, this is, you just
it stays put.
Yeah, it stays put. It's over your shoulders. It's just keeping your shoulders nice and warm. So highly recommend it. Again, this is the Sheridan shawl. Really a poncho.
Really, it's a capelet.
Or capelet, I guess I should say.
Capelet, something along those lines.
But and so Kimberly McAlinden, and we will, of course, put the name of it in the designer's name in the notes, and then hopefully it'll go live on Ravelry pretty soon, so that you'll have an opportunity to purchase it and cast it on.
One yourself.
Yeah, make one yourself. It's really a nice one. So So what do we got next?
I don't have anything else done. We know this is not shocking to anybody. I don't have anything else.
But go ahead, because you've got a couple
you want
of
me
beautiful
to
whips.
Okay. So I am, if you know, I've been working my way through the Farmer's Daughter fiber Farmer's Daughters Fibers Sock Squad, getting a sock set per month, and I'm not done with more. It took me to March to fall off the bandwagon, but I have one of my March socks done. So this is the Lotte pattern by Rickard from 52 Weeks of Socks Volume 1. We are very excited to have Volume 2 in stock. We'll show you that in a little bit. But so this is the first. I'm about halfway through the second sock. So
the most beautiful tangerine color.
I know. This is, and it's not a color that I normally. That's the thing about doing like a mystery sock yarn club like this. Like I would never buy this on my own if I walked into a store or anything. But it's a lot of fun, and so I like this. Got this fun little lacy pattern that just goes up half the foot.
I like that. Yeah, that would be my kind
of. Yeah, a little bit of striping. So this was the mini. They always put a coordinating mini with the colorway each month. So
great way not to do the whole toe, but just
do a little stripe. So I added that to the pattern. The pattern doesn't have that in it, but I went ahead because they do have the stripes up by the cuff. So I thought, I'll just throw in a little stripe before the toe. Little preppy looking sock.
What a great idea.
So I'm still working on my March socks, but I have a cast on. So I know I said new cast ones, but this is a shop sample, so that doesn't count.
But look at this.
This is awesome.
This is amazing.
This is a brand new pattern. It's been out for like a couple weeks now by Maxim Cyr. It is called Moonbumps. You have probably seen. Yeah,
if you're watching
if you are on social media at all, you have seen this pattern. People are going nuts for it. So I am working on a sample for the shop. The shawl is written for a DK weight gauge for the main color, and then a sport weight for the contrast color. And I am doing the same thing that Max did for his sample. I am holding the Fua by Moondrake Yarns Double. This is the cashmere merino heavy lace weight halo yarn. This is as amazing as you are imagining in your head right now. Yes, it is that awesome. And then dyed in the wool by Spin Cycle, the sport weight version of that by Spin Cycle for the contrast color. So it's a really cool construction. It is a corner to corner shawl, which is my favorite because just about the time when you start just a few stitches and you work your increases, just about the time you're like, I don't really want these rows to get any longer. Guess what? They don't. You decrease down to the other end, which is my favorite way of doing things because you never end up with like 350 stitches on the needles. So I am almost to the halfway point. I've got one more set of increases to go, and then I'll be at the halfway point, and then I'll do a few repeats of this pattern, like without increasing across the middle, and then I'll start decreasing again. So it is.
See, I'm going to hold it up this way because you can see
the halo on it.
The halo and the slight bumps of, I don't know if you can see it. Do you see how it's raised there, that the sport weight is kind of raised?
So it's really interesting. You do these I-cords, and then you knit across, you do an I-cord essentially, almost like an I-cord bind off across the center of the shawl, and then you come back and pick up stitches again to keep going. So it's a really interesting construction, but it's not hard. It's really not difficult. He's got some videos in the pattern.
And show your skein again because you are going to be
so I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to head into the purples. I've gone through the greens and the teals, and I'm getting ready. This is a colorway called Pop Click. And so I will hit those purples and pinks here.
We have been so excited over this shawl. And what I love about this, because I have when I've been doing shawls, if the shawl warrants it, I've been going around with an I-cord on the edge to pop the color or to give it a more finished look. Well, he's built that right in.
He's built it in, and it's so easy. It's so easy to do. So this is really, truly, honestly, kind of potato chip TV knitting. It's really not once you get into a groove. And then what I thought was really cool, what he has you do when you weave the ends in, he has you weave in the end in a way that's actually decorative across the front of the shawl, which I thought is really cool. I am being good and keeping up with, I weave in the ends as I go, because otherwise you'd have 5 billion at the end and you'd never. But it's really neat that it's that weaving into the ends is built into the pattern as you know what I mean? It's a decorative design element instead of just being boring on the back side of the shawl.
Mm-hmm.
So really cool, well-written pattern. So I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I'm almost to the halfway point, and then I will do a few routes of that, and then I'll be flying down the other end. We'll have kits for crawl.
Yeah, we're excited about that. So this is we're getting it ready for crawl so that you can actually see it.
Oh, and it has fabulous giant tassels on the end. That's the really cool thing about this, is that then what you use the last of this, because you won't use all of it, and then you put it all into these giant fabulous tassels that go on each point.
The staff in the shop loves a tassel.
We love tassels. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, why not? Tassels, fringe, use it all. You have that yarn, use it all of it.
Yeah.
So what are you working on? I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you this first because it's in my Daisy Said bag, which I bought not too long ago. This is coffee and wine, which I'm all about. Okay. Give me coffee to change things I can and wine to accept the things I can't. So, as you know, I've never been a sock knitter. And I decided, you know, I needed some inspiration to change that. So over Christmas, the month of December, I bought an Advent, an Advent kit. And I only brought the one sock, but I made these during the month of December. And I did a stripe a day, which was a lot of fun. So when Woolens and Nosh, because I loved yours so much. She did Woolens and Nosh. This was, what was this one?
You did the Cozy Knitter.
Cozy Knitter. I want to call it Crazy Sock Lady, but that's the name of my pattern is by Crazy Sock Lady. But Cozy Knitter. So I did the Cozy Knitter Advent. Erin did the Woolens and Nosh. And I loved Woolens and Nosh. Nosh. And I loved the colorway and what she got with hers. So they were doing a monthly sock club.
Yes.
And I went ahead and joined it thinking, okay, I can do that. You know, I did a pair of socks in the month of December. I'll do a pair of socks every month. And that way by this next fall and winter, I will have
a bunch of new socks in your sock drawer.
So this is the colorway that I have been working on. And
this is so cute.
I use a pattern by Crazy Sock Knitter, the Crazy Sock Lady. I use her pattern for, it's called Vanilla Socks on a 9-inch needle. And that's what I do, because that's just, I keep them both going. You can see at the same time. This morning, I just did 2 more stripes on this. I have to do the 2 more on this. So I have been doing a couple of colors and the black stripe, which I love.
I love the little blips of white and the black. That is those are so 80s. Those are like fabulous 80s socks.
So I'm getting ready. I'm ready on this one already to turn the heel, and I've got one more too. Anyway, I've been working on that. So,
and it makes great social knitting.
It really does. Yeah. And so what I've been doing in the morning is I get up and I do my devotional with my coffee, and of course Millie at that point just wants to play, so all I do is just throw her toy and let her chase, and I sit there and I work a couple rows on these, and it's a great way just to kind of gradually get myself coffee in my system and get myself eased into my morning before I start to work. And so anyway, it's been fun because I saved my other knitting for the evening, but this I started working on in the mornings just because I can drink coffee.
Have your little routine.
Yeah. And the next thing is
this is really good too.
Yeah. I have been working on Stripes by Andrea Mowry. This came out a couple years ago. And I kind of had it in my favorites, but that's been about it. Had it in my favorites. And then I went to Vogue and I found this sample, which I'll show you now. This was in the booth for Crave Yarn. It's me in my lounge.
There we go.
There it is right there. And I loved the colors that were in it. And we loved the Crave yarns. The Crave yarns is a
Is their caravan base?
yeah, it's their caravan base. It's a sport weight. It has 354 yards on it. We are having a trunk show with them. They're going to
later this fall.
Yep. And so what we're going to do, I wanted to have this ready for the trunk show. So I knew I wanted to kind of get started on it and, get going with it. So I have so far, well, there goes one of my stitch holders, but that's okay. You can see I've started and I've gotten this far with it. So
I can see it being one of those projects that it's like one more stripe.
It is.
Because it's a very simple sweater. It's a very simple pattern. There's nothing like structurally interesting about it, but the stripes help keep it from getting boring.
And of course, there are my jogless stripes on the back. Yep. Which when you get to, once you've changed the color and you've gone around one round, on the first stitch on the second round, you go down below, pick up the right leg, put it up on the needle, and then keep knitting. And it just keeps that jog from happening. It's called a jogless stripe. And she explains it very well. And so you don't have to worry in a striped sweater that you're going to have that little noticeable
that
line
goes
in the
down
back.
the back.
Yeah. So anyway, I should be well past the arm divides by the next time you see it. So, and then the other thing, of course, is I'm still working on
your ace. Well, your ace link, that's a big project. That's one of those.
That's when I pick up in the evenings and I work on, because it's not hard. You're only doing 2 colors a row, but it's all over color work. Everything is color work. And the sleeves have been done. The body up to about the chest has been done. And now I'm working, and pretty soon I'll be decreasing up here. So I'm like, oh, that'll be great. But I'm hoping to have that finished by the next one, because I will be going to Ireland in June and hope to have it ready for Ireland. So I want to wear it in Ireland. And I've checked the weather, and it's going to be 60s over 40s. So
there you go.
Perfect for that.
You'll be able to do that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we have been working on. And I don't have anything that I'm casting on, that I have a lot of yarn in the stash, but I'm not casting on anything. I don't know about you, but I'm just not, because
I am above my eyeballs in Maryland sheep and wool prep right now. I have zero time to start anything.
Yeah. So go ahead and talk about that. Maryland sheep and wool.
Yes, Maryland sheep and wool is coming first full weekend of May. Our bus trip is full. It's going up on the Sunday, but there are still seats available on our buddy shop, Center of the Yarniverse up in Ashland. I think Stacy's bus is about half full, maybe a little less than half full at this point. So she still does have seats available. So if you would like to go, if you're watching us and you're local and you'd like to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, she's also same day. She's going up Sunday for the day, just like we are. It's all the same. It's just you would leave from her shop up by Ashland rather than from here. But we are actually our Inspire Me. So if you don't know, on Fridays, we have an Inspire Me segment. We're typically live most Fridays on Facebook at 10 a.m. And we give you some project inspiration, introduce you to a new yarn, that kind of thing. And so, but this Friday, I am pre-recording a video with Keezer, who is another one of our staff members and our weaving teacher. And we are going to tell you through how do you tackle a big fiber festival event like Maryland Sheep and Wool. We'll also give you some tips specifically for Maryland, but we'll also talk more generally about how would you tackle Maryland or Rhinebeck or a Stitches event or Vogue Knitting Live, because it's a big, you may have been to fiber festivals before, but if you have not been one with well over 250 vendors, it's like the difference between going to Busch Gardens and going to Disney World, right? They're both theme parks, but you can't tackle them. You cannot approach them a trip to those the same way. So that's going to go up on Friday. And that'll actually go up on this YouTube channel as well. So if you do not have social media, but you're watching us on YouTube, we're going to upload the video here as well for you to be able to watch.
And Keyser amazed me. I mean, even though, I
She's
kind
got
of
a
go
great
with the plan,
methodology.
She is so organized, and she
Yeah.
has a great plan
Yeah.
for how to shop it.
So
you
she's
don't
going to
wanna
share
miss
that with you. Definitely going to want to check that out. I volunteer with the festival. I'm on one of the committees for the flea show and sale. So we are, as you can imagine, like up to here with stuff now. We are less than 30 days out officially, and it's just we're in that last crazy dash to the finish here. So
But isn't it
It'll
great
be
to
good.
gather in person again?
oh, it'll
and
be
go?
wonderful.
I mean,
And this year is the 50th
50th,
anniversary
which I'm so
of the
glad.
festival, which is really great. It's one of the oldest, maybe the oldest fiber festival in the country. So it is going to be a great time. But
And just in addition to that, we noticed that the links on the Maryland Sheep and Wool page have been updated.
Yes,
and
the
you
whole
can
page
now
is
get all
updated.
the information on vendors.
Mhm.
You can see the fair or the 50th anniversary merchandise that they have.
Some of it, not everything,
Not
but
everything,
a
but
small
yeah.
selection of things are available for
I
pre.
noticed they had the hooded. They have the hooded sweatshirts on there.
Yes, in one color. So
Okay.
there'll be multiple. So there's a small selection of festival merchandise that you can purchase ahead of time. You do have to get it shipped to you. You can't pick it up at the festival. They're not set up to do that, but there'll be like more colors and styles and swag and coffee cups and
because it's the 50th
pins and
anniversary,
all
if you're
kinds of
going,
stuff.
you definitely want
You
a
definitely
souvenir.
want, well, and the logo is really cute.
I saw that. It
Really,
is
really cute this year. The artist did a really great job
Yeah.
for the cover art. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, but it's
And if you're going,
not much sleep
I know.
between here and there, but that's okay. You see me chugging coffee this morning. It's
If
gonna
you're
be great.
going, go say hi to Erin. She'll be there all weekend. She would love to see you.
Mhm.
She's going to be in the what do you call it?
It's the Fleece Show and
barn.
Sale. Yes, the Fleece Show barn.
And they're in a designated
We're one of the
barn.
big barns.
So
Yep.
go say hi to her. You'll hear her voice and you'll go, wow, that voice sounds very familiar.
Saturday afternoon, if you're walking up and down the Midway, you'll hear me on the microphone because I'll be hawking the show, the
I
sale.
know that voice from somewhere.
Yeah, you'll recognize me.
Yeah. So
So
go say
yeah.
hi. But yeah, that's I guess the biggest thing coming up.
Well, and then crawl. Then as
crawl.
soon as we get back, I have
We
like
go.
3 days to sleep, and then we go right into crawl. So
we are less than 30. We're about 31 days out. I
We're
think. It's
just over a
31
month
days
out.
of crawl. So that's so much going on with that, and
Yeah.
we'll tell you about that in just a minute.
Mhm.
But let's go to what we have
New in the shop. Well, one thing I want to cover because we forgot to do it at the top of the
Ashford.
podcast.
Yes, new in shop.
So new in the shop. We are now an Ashford dealer.
Mhm.
So we have been a Shacked dealer, and we're still a Shacked dealer. But we have also onboarded with Ashford Handicrafts out of New Zealand. So we can now order you anything from their catalog. We will start to have a few things from them in terms of floor models in the shop. That will not come until later this summer. But as of right now, if there is anything you would like from Ashford, we can absolutely order that for you. They have a really great, even they're coming from New Zealand, they're wholesale, they're a bigger company than Shacked in some ways. Their manufacturing facility is bigger, and they actually have a warehouse too. So they've got a really great wholesale portal that they have some things that are ready to go. Some things are still made to order, but they have some stuff that's like ready to go, and we can actually see what they have ready to go, or if they don't have something, if they're like a new batch is coming, they have the date on there. So that's really nice that we can tell you. And if it's ready to go, they ship it within like 3 days and it's out the door to you.
And one of the things we're excited about is it's going to greatly expand our accessories for spinning wheels and for looms. And so we'll be getting some of those in gradually over the course of the next few months.
Fiber processing equipment.
Fiber too. And being able to sell you fiber that is solid color fiber
in small quantities,
in smaller quantities, and we'll have, you'll be able to buy it by the ounce.
Exactly.
So we're excited about that.
We're very excited. So all of that will come. Like I said, you'll start to see things slowly. We have to get through crawl first. Once we get past crawl, you will slowly see that expansion starting to happen. But if there's anything right now, if you're watching us and you're like, oh, well, I have an Ashford loom and I'd love some extra heddles for it. Or, you know what? I've been looking at buying an Ashford e-spinner. We can absolutely go ahead and order that drop ship to you, anything from the catalog. So we're excited about that.
It's going to take us a while to build up that inventory.
Yeah,
so just
it will, but
patience, please.
But anything,
we'll get it.
But anything you need, we can order it drop ship straight to you. We can do that right now.
Yeah.
So so that's good. So I wanted to mention that real quick.
That's a biggie for us.
That's a big one.
Yeah. It's part of our basically our plan, our basic plan,
continuing
to expand our offerings.
Yeah.
So it's gradually coming, y'all.
Yep.
Thanks for your patience.
But all right, let's talk about colors of the month. So these are some dyers that we get new colorway every month. We have, of course, Emma's. Look at this fun color for April, y'all. This is such a fun, bright, sunny color with just these little delicate speckles. So we get the Emma's color of the month in on their Hella Hanks base, which is their big 150 gram skeins of fingering weight. It is merino cashmere nylon, 600 yards per skein.
Fewer ends to weave in.
Fewer ends to weave in. Like if you were going to do a ranunculus out of this, a lot of the ranunculus sizes, if you're not going to put sleeves on it, one of these would do it. So really nice, really great yarn to work with. So that is the color of the month from Emma's. Kim Dye's yarn. These were so fun. So the green color is Shamrock and the bottom color is City Rainbow. And we get those in her sourdough sock base, which is an 80-20 superwash merino nylon blend, 400 yards per skein. And she doesn't always do them like coordinating colors like this, but this one is really fun and coordinates really well. And I had this on fiber, but somebody came in on Saturday and bought all 6 braids. So that's gone. So we will be getting in the next month's color of fiber here shortly. But yeah, it all went out the door. Which is a good thing.
We like that.
Yeah.
We like it when someone likes something so much they want.
Yeah, well, she's gonna do a sweater spin. 6 braids will do a sweater spin for you.
Okay.
So
and then the Mad Tosh.
And then the match. So this is something I wanted to. So I talked about my assigned pooling shawl. This is something new that we have brought in here recently. So this is a collaboration between Madeline Tosh and Dawn Barker of Barker Wool. So these are assigned pooling colorways dyed on Tosh Merino Light, that good old standard Tosh Merino Light. It's a single ply, 100% superwash merino, 420 yards per skein. But so Dawn collaborates with the dyers at Mad Tosh to create these colorways. So this one is called Tender Playfulness. And so what you can see is that most of the skein is this pink color. And then the assigned pooling part is this kind of mauvey color. So when you got to the mauve, that's when you would do your special stitch work. But we are on a color of the month for this as well. So basically we get, I think, 2 colors a month. We also have Flora on the Sand. This is a really fun one.
So the orange.
So the orange is going to be your color for that. We have Everyday Objects, which is this dark kind of bluish gray, and then this bright pop of aqua.
That's actually my favorite. Yeah, I love that.
And then we have, this one is called Marilyn. So it's kind of like a tealy steel blue with this chartreuse pop. And then this one is actually one of my favorites. This is called Guernica. And so it's got this kind of cool speckle background, and then the black would be your pops. This would be great for Murder of Crows.
Yeah, that would. You're right.
So that's what we're getting. So we will be getting a couple of these colorways a month now, every month from Madeline Tosh, their collaboration with Dawn Barker. And these would work for any of her patterns. Again, she's got a whole bunch of different shawls, cowls, sweaters, all kinds of different assigned pooling patterns.
And then we have just got in, we are picking up, we have always had wool stock in worsted. And we just love it. It's a worsted weight yarn. It's from Blue Sky Fibers. It's a great non-superwash workhorse yarn for us. And we just recently picked up the Wool Stock Light, which is the fingering weight yarn.
We've had it in kits before, but we haven't had individual skeins.
And this is just a wonderful, what we love about this yarn is their color selection is, as you can see, is varied and is just beautiful.
Lots of great pattern support from Blue Sky as well.
Yeah, but would do great on any of those sweaters that you're doing, color work sweaters that you want to use non-superwash, and you just want a nice selection of colors. Especially started thinking about it, especially with the people coming in and buying yarns for our year-long knit along, because it's a color work project this year, and people wanted pops of color in that, in whatever, in their yokes and the motifs that they were designing. So, this just had everything. Yeah. So we're loving this. This is a great addition. So it's the same
exact wool, Peruvian Highland wool, but it's fingering weight. It is a single ply, but that means it'll bloom really nicely. Beautiful. Non-superwash, perfect for color work.
And we're really excited. And that's real quick to get in for us. So if there's ever a color we don't have and you want one, or you want it,
we can order it quickly.
Within a week. It comes in, so it's not a whole lot of waiting on that. It's we have a great partnership with Blue Sky Fibers. I can't wait to see what they're going to have new coming out at H&H. They are always coming up with good stuff.
So new publications, Pom Pom Quarterly for the spring is here. This is called Layers. Lots of fun patterns in this. Crochet and knit patterns. We also have the spring summer edition of Mowry. This is a crochet exclusive magazine published out of Edinburgh, Scotland. So it's really great. All the same kind of quality photography and, really nice paper and everything that you've seen in knitting magazines for a long time. But this one is all exclusively crochet. Look at that sweater. Really, really cute. So modern, fresh crochet designs. I like that too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So cute. Fresh.
So yeah, absolutely. So lots of great fun. This one's got lots of fun tops and accessories for spring and summer. So that is also now available in the shop. And this actually had its publication date last week before last, but 52 Weeks of Socks Volume 2 is now in and ready for immediate purchase at the shop. So this is the sequel to the first of the 52 Weeks books that Lana magazine put out. Gosh, it's been 3 years ago now that 52 Weeks of Socks Volume 1 was published. But there are 52, just like the name suggests, 52 sock patterns in here, a variety of styles, of techniques. There's color work, there's stripes. There's this one, I'm trying to block the pattern here. There's one that has beads in it. I mean, just everything you can possibly imagine, a variety of different styles. These are cool. Look at these yoga socks that don't have toes and heels on them. So all kinds of different styles and designs out there, slippers, all kinds of really, really fun. Those are cute slippers. So 52 patterns. And again, it's a really nice hardback book from Lana that is up on our website and in store right now.
Another one that's up on our website. We do not have the books in shop yet. This is called Mouch and Friends.
This is so cute, you guys.
There are 12 knitted toys, plus the garments and accessories for those little toys. This is going to be so popular. The pre-orders, like through Lana, are the first printing sold out. Look at the raccoon.
Can
you see the raccoon?
With just the pre-orders, the first printing is already sold out. So these books will be coming to. Are they on their way yet? They're on the way. They ship to us.
We should have them tomorrow.
We only have 10 copies. And when they're gone, it's going to be a wait for the second printing. So we will order more, but it's going to be a while. So it's on our website right now, though. You can pre-order your copy and make sure that you get it. All right. Otherwise, under books, on our shop online, on our online shop. Otherwise, like I said, once those first 10 copies go, and we know they're going to go quick, then you're going to have to wait for the second printing.
Yep. And so the last thing that I'll show you, if I can get it up.
Another great, oh yes, pre-orders.
Y'all, da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. So our first official pre-orders for Crawl merchandise are up on our website. This is the exclusive Daisy Said project bag for 2023 for the James River Yarn Crawl. This is a custom designed fabric that Angie designed exclusively for us, exclusively for Crawl, featuring our little logo dancing sheep. We have a drawstring project bag, 2 to 3 skein project bag that's got a round bottom, stands up on its own for you as a drawstring closure. There's some slip pockets on the inside. It's about 10 inches across by about 10 inches tall, 2 to 3 skein projects. And then we have a notions pouch, a zippered notions pouch with it that you separate. You can buy both. But they're designed to go together. So
here's what it looks like
with the open. So these are up on our website right now. There is a category under Shop Online that says James River Yarn Crawl. That's where all of the crawl specials will eventually go on the website. These are the first things up. We are doing a pre-order for these. It is a limit of 1 bag and 1 notions pouch per person, please. We're trying to make sure everybody who wants one can get one, but this is a pre-order.
Angie's one person.
Angie is one person, guys. I mean, she's pretty magical with her sewing machine, but she is only one person. There's only so many she can do. So they're up right now. You can go ahead and pre-order your bag and your notions pouch. We will have them for pickup or shipping, whatever you need it to be, beginning Friday, May 12th. Okay. So, but if you want to be guaranteed that you will get the project bag and or the notions pouch for this year, you need to go ahead and pre-order those, because again, there's a limit to how many she's going to be able to sew. And so we really don't want you to, I wouldn't encourage you to wait for Crawl. I'd encourage you to order it right now.
Well, that way, if you're not local and you come into the shop and it's like the middle of the week and we're done. I mean, we're out of bags.
They're gone. Then you don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah. So pre-order it.
Pre-order it, but you can. If you know you're going to come to the shop during the yarn crawl, you can pre-order. If you don't live here, you can pre-order it for in-store pickup. That's completely fine. We will have your bag waiting for you.
And it's just a great way to assure that you don't have to rush, that you can, you can get here when you get here and that you'll have your shop merchandise.
That's right. If you can't get here, and there will be others. So more Crawl merchandise, more Crawl swag specials will start to go up under that. So keep an eye on the newsletter. Keep an eye on our social media. When we put new things up for pre-orders, they will be there. But yes, we're trying to put more stuff up for pre-order this year just because we know that makes it, like I said, less stressful for people. If you can't get here first thing Friday morning when the doors open, you won't necessarily miss out on stuff.
And it gives Angie a chance to get a head start on the bags. So she knows that she's got these bags, that this number of bags she has to make because people have already bought them. And then, because before we were buying like, it's a shot in the dark. It's like, how many do you need? Well, let's just start with 50. And then they're gone.
They're gone. And then we're like,
we should have ordered more. But so this way she gets a head start on it, but then she'll do some for the shop as well.
There will be some available if you don't pre-order. We just, like I said, if you have your heart set on getting the bag, we don't want you to be disappointed. The best thing that you can do is go ahead and pre-order that. But more stuff will come over the next few weeks. Keep your eyes peeled. And then of course there'll be some surprises that you won't know until Crawl starts.
No, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along. And like Erin said, the best way to keep up with that is our newsletter and our social media posts that we're going to be putting up. Again, newsletter on our website. Just click the bar and sign up. Goes out every Monday. We don't inundate your inbox. We promise. Every Monday, and that's it. The other thing that you're going to see today in our newsletter, and it just went up on our website, this is under kits. And it is a new kit. It's called Ancient Moss. It is, I don't have a picture of it, I don't think. No, I don't. It's called Ancient Moss. It's available on Ravelry. It is by Melissa Kimmerer.
It's a shawl.
It is a shawl, and it is using Emma's yarn. It's a DK weight, I believe. No. Gosh, I'm getting all confused with the stuff we've been talking about.
Right, but there's all the details.
All the details on the website. So you'll have a direct link to it in our newsletter today. But that is a direct ship from Emma's Yarn. They have put together kits for it. It's a collaboration that was done between the designer and Emma's Yarn. So the yarn used for the shawl, it's mosaic, and it is the Emma's Yarn. And so Emma's Yarn has put together kits. The drop ship, you just let us know that you just order it on our website, and then we directly let Emma's Yarn know, and it's drop shipped to you immediately. So there's no waiting for that. You can it'll come straight to your home. The other thing we just want to tell you about is we are starting to gradually increase our number of needle felting supplies.
Oh, yeah.
That was something that we have been working on. We have some things that have gone up on our website already. And we also have classes for needle felting now. So you might want to take a look at that. Big demand for it. We always have wait lists for those classes.
Yes.
But we are starting to get those supplies in. So if you are a needle felter, check with us or check our website. We do have some supplies for that. That's fairly new since our last newscast or podcast. The last thing we want to tell you.
Classes. You want to go down into?
Let me just say this.
That's down here. So
okay.
You want to just roll through.
We'll roll through.
Yeah. So speaking of classes, Edie Ekman. So another opportunity to learn from a national teacher is coming up next week. It's on April 19th. Wednesday, April 19th in the evening. This is a 100% virtual class. So you will tune in to the class via Zoom from home. So no matter where you are, you can take this class with Edie. She'll be live, teaching you live on Zoom, but you will be at home watching. And so this is on math for knitters. So this class is focused on knitters, but it is math for knitters, how to make those calculations and adjustments in gauge when you're trying to gauge for a project and your gauge doesn't match the pattern gauge. What do you do? Edie's going to walk you through all that.
That's happening with me right now. I'm between two sizes on this sweater. So I had to go to the smallest size here, but I do want the ease because if I did it to the size below, I'm only going to end up with like 2 inches of ease. If I did it to the size above, I'd end up with 8 inches. The recommended ease is 6.
Right.
So I'm going to be doing those adjustments through the body, and the math. This is just falling right into that. How do you do that? You know, what math do you need to know in order to do that?
Yeah. So you can still sign up for that. That's on our website. Other classes. So we are in the middle of the spring quarter right now, but we are kind of shifting towards the end of that, which means it's time for summer quarter classes. So those are being prepped right now. A few might have gone up on the website already. More are coming. But that should be by the middle of next week. All of the summer classes will be up. So summer is a great time to learn something new. For us, summer means June, July, August. So all of those classes will be going up on our website. We have classes in knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving, dyeing, needle felting, anything you can imagine. We have got a class for it. So come in out of the heat and learn something new with us this summer. That will be, so Inspire Me on this Friday, the 14th, is going to be all about shopping a big festival like Maryland. Next Friday, the 21st, that Inspire Me will be the class preview for all of our summer classes.
And there is one that is going to be going up that is not a class, but it's actually going to be a knit along, crochet along that you can join in virtually or in person. It's going to be with Pam, and it's going to be our James River yarn crawl shawl. So it's the same class whether you're knitting or crochet. Pam's a knitter and a crocheter, so it's one of those. It's not instruction. It's just for you to come in, or to join virtually. And it's one of those things where you're just going to be working on your shawl. But if you have questions, Pam's
Pam will
right
be there
there
to help you.
It's a mosaic piece this year. I think you're going to
very
really
excited.
love it.
We've seen
it's very fun.
It's very fun. It's in the middle of being test knit right now,
Mhm.
test crocheted. So we are very excited about this year's James River yarn crawl
shawl
shawl
yet to be named
pattern.
I think. So it's in testing.
It's in testing, but yep. So that's going to be really great, and we'll have more information about how you pick up the yarn and everything for that. But that's
just
coming.
FYI, we're going to give you that opportunity this summer as well.
Yeah.
So there's going to be that knit along, crochet along, guided practice with Pam.
Yep.
So. Yep.
And then coming up on Saturday, April 22nd, it is time for our annual Stash Busting Yard Sale. So if you are new, this is opportunity for our community. This is a community event that we do. Folks can sign up to bring their stash that needs to find new homes. You know, we all do it, right? We all realize we get to reach that point, we look around and we go, I am never going to work through all this yarn. And there's stuff that I bought that I'm like, I'm not really interested in making anything with this. So this is a way to move that on to new homes. We are full for participants. We have 25 people signed up. That's crazy. We do it in conjunction with Quilter's Corner, the quilting store that's here. So they've got a bunch of people too. So it's yarn and fabric. But that is coming up. So April 22nd from 8 a.m. to noon, you can come on out and shop some great bargains. So if you are looking to enhance your stash and help other people move theirs along, it's great for everybody. So that's going to be so much fun. We have so much fun with that every year.
And we have people who come out with patterns and they have in mind, and because this is good yarn. Yeah. I mean, that's one of our requirements. It has to be the good stuff. I mean, and I don't think there's any bad natural fiber yarn, but I mean, there are some, we don't want the acrylic. We don't want, that kind of thing. It's got to be the good stuff that you're going through stash to get rid of. And, just to kind of help each other out, be parts of community, you be a part of the community and come in and basically find things that a kit size or a kit amount.
A lot of that. Yeah.
People sweater amounts, project that you can get for a really good price that people don't want. They want to unload their stash and, but you're looking for yarn and you want good yarn to do it, and you want to come see what kind of a bargain you can get. So it's kind of win-win for everybody. So that's coming up. So that's on the 22nd, and then the 29th, April 29th is local yarn store day. So we will have on Friday the 28th, that will inspire me. We'll tell you everything that we're doing for local yarn store day. So we have some fun things planned, but we will have more information about that as we get close. So you can see what we told you. We are right now up to our eyeballs in all kinds of planning. And the planning never stops. No. I mean, because we're looking beyond at this point. We're looking beyond the yarn crawl. And even past May, past the summer even. And we are firming up plans.
Oh, guys, we've got a fall. You are just not going to believe. We have got such good stuff happening this fall.
We've got Marie Green coming. I know. Marie Green is coming. And y'all, she doesn't visit yarn shops. So, mini yarn shops. So not anymore, because she has taken off with her knit camp. And so to get her was just amazing. And she's coming in, and we will be finalizing plans. That's going to take place in October. Then in November, we have Janice Gray coming. Her 2 books are getting released. It's Nightmare Before Christmas and Lord of the Rings. And so those 2 by Disney are getting released.
Disney is one of them. The other one's not.
No, the one's not.
The other one's technically an unofficial book.
Oh, okay.
It's her first unofficial book because
so anyway, So anyway, her latest publications are coming out.
Pattern books are coming out. Pattern collections. So that's
awesome. We're going to be having that in November.
And she's going to teach a class too.
She is. She's teaching a class. We've gotten the information on that we'll be sending out to you at some point in the next few months. And a chance to sign up, a chance to meet her, a chance to get your book signed. Same thing with Marie Green, chance to get your book signed.
She has a new book coming as well.
Chance to talk with her, chat with her, visit with her, have her help you pick out yarn for a pattern in her book or something. So anyway, we're excited. We've got a lot coming up, and we're excited to have the space to have them, to host them, to enjoy everybody coming in and meeting these really good teachers and
and more
people in our
will
industry.
will
Yeah.
join as we continue on. We always
Yeah.
have more folks that we are bringing out. So
And
yeah.
one more thing about the stash busting yard
Mhm.
sale, when you get your newsletter today, or as you see it popping up on Instagram and Facebook, please, please, please feel free to take those graphics that we have
Yes.
and share them
Yes.
on your own personal feeds
Mhm.
or emails, just to get the word
Yeah.
out. We'd love to have
a really good turnout
to help
Mhm.
those that are
Yeah.
vending.
So
those,
share, like, repost,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Feel free, just
Yep.
take it.
Yep.
The
Oh, yeah.
images that we put up, just take it
Yep.
and share it, please. All right. So, gosh, that was it. We
That
always
was
say we're never going to have enough and just talk
And then
about
we always
it.
end up talking for about an hour.
About an hour.
So make
Thank
sure,
you.
as we said, always sign up for the email newsletter. If you don't get it already, check that out. That's right on our website. Follow us here. You subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the little bell when you do, so that way you get notified anytime we do post a new video. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with things. And our next podcast is going to be Monday, May 1st. And that is going to be all about the James River Yarn Crawl. We're going to tell you everything you need to know. We're going to share a lot, not everything.
At that point, we can share the pattern.
But at that point, we'll be able to share the shawl patterns with you. We'll be able to talk through everything, a lot of what we have coming. So absolutely, you are not going to want to miss that.
Nope. And mark your calendar now, because on May the 11th at 7:00 p.m., we're going to have a 5-shop preview
on Zoom
of the yarn crawl, including a special appearance by Naila Plasky, who has designed this year's shawl, and she'll tell you all about it and her design inspiration and how she manages to do that magic trick she does every single time and come up with a crochet and knit version
that look pretty much identical,
exactly
which is really cool. So no matter what you do,
So join us. But thank you for joining us today on a Monday in the middle of the day. And we appreciate that you wanted to sit down with us and hear
whether you're
everything.
watching us live or you watch us later.
We're just
glad you spent an hour with us.
Yeah, so we will talk to you again very soon. Thanks again. Bye.
All right. We'll see everybody next time. There we go. All right.